Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to go into a little more of in-depth of how I store my kids' toys. I've had several people ask me what I use for storage solutions when it comes to my kids' toys and their items and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through both of my kids' rooms and show different ways I store some of their toys, and also explain how I store some of the toys in the playroom, because I have some similar shelving in the playroom. So I don't need to necessarily go to all three rooms to show you. But I'm going to kind of take you through and show you what I've found has worked for us when it comes to my kids' toy storage and some of their clothing storage and that sort of thing. So if you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm a married mom of 3, and I post weekly content with cleaning, organization, and decluttering motivation. If you do enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as that does help my channel out a lot. And if you do enjoy my content, I'd love for you to become a subscriber and join my YouTube family. So before you leave, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss future videos from me. So without further ado, let's get to this. Okay, so I'm going to start in my daughter's room, and I'm going to start in her closet, because this is where her closet is essentially where I store all of the kids' jackets and boots and shoes that don't fit. So boots and shoes that one of my younger two will be growing into, or coats and things that they'll be growing into as well. So stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be boxed up yet, because I will have a child at some point wearing them. And I also keep some Halloween costumes and that sort of thing in here. So I'll give you a quick tour of kind of what is in there and explain things as I show it to you. Okay, so let's talk clothing storage first. So what I do here is on this shelf here, it's in my daughter's closet, because it's where I store all the excess of boots and shoes and everything else. So here I have it all organized by size. So the smallest size I have is size 5, because that's what my youngest is in. And it goes all the way up to a kid size 3, which is what my oldest is in. So here I can go look to see what I have, see if I have the right shoe in the right size. And if I don't, then go buy it. But if I do have it, it's here and it's organized by size. I don't have it organized by gender, because I find it easier just to have it sorted by size. So that's what I use for storing shoes and everything else. And then what I do up here is on the right hand side here, I have various coats. So I have anywhere from a size 2, because that's what my youngest is in. I have up to a size 6, because that's what my oldest just grew out of. So I have the various sizes here that are on hand for when we need them. My daughter's dresses and everything hang here in the middle. And then on the left here, I have various sizes of Halloween costumes. So I keep them all in here. Old baby blankets, some bibs, that sort of thing, hats, they're all kept in her closet here. So I use this upper shelf for that. And then my husband put in shelves over here that I use for receiving blankets, some bibs, some rubber boots are on the bottom, that sort of thing. So I definitely maximize her closet for a lot of the storage for some of the coats and shoes and stuff that I don't really want to have boxed up in the basement, or I may forget about. So that's what I've done here. And now underneath my daughter's bed, I have 4 of these bins. They fit under the bed, so I have 2 for my youngest and 2 for her. So what I do is I have extra clothes that are the next size up for her and my youngest. And what I do is I bring them up from the boxes downstairs, and I stick them in these bins. So then when they grow out of something, I have a bin full of clothes here that I can grab at. So then I don't have to go all the way downstairs to try to find the clothes that I need for their current size. So that has worked out really, really well, because it just makes it that much more convenient. So once I empty this bin, I will go ahead, go downstairs, grab the next size up, label it, and put it in this bin so it's ready to go. And for my daughter, for the rest of her clothes, she has this dresser that I have everything kind of itemized. I have like underwear, socks. I have some shorts and skirts in here. I have some t-shirts in here. I have some dresses that she more regularly wears are in here. And then I have some pants and leggings and stuff, as well as some other skirts that she doesn't wear as often. And then over here I have some really poofy skirts, bathing suits, tights, that sort of thing. This cupboard here eventually will be a different type of cupboard, but her pajamas are here, her pull-ups are in here. So that's all that's kind of in here. So because my boys share a room, I keep all their clothes in the closet here. I'll show you in a few seconds here kind of how I store it, but they don't have a bunch of extra stuff like my daughter has all the extra stuff, because they have 2 of them that do share this closet. So I'll take you through here and show you what I've done. So one thing I did was, because in their room, they have this lovely window seat, therefore it kind of prevents an area for furniture. So what I've done, because they don't have anything that's really long, I stuck the dresser right in the closet, so it's worked really well. My youngest has the 3 drawers on this side. My oldest has the 3 drawers on this side. So for both of them, like, I have them organized differently because, of course, my oldest stuff is a bit bigger, so he needs a bit more space, some of the drawers, versus my youngest. So, like, for example, my youngest has socks and shirts in this drawer, and then he has long sleeve shirts and shorts in here, and then his pants are on the bottom. Now, my oldest, on the other hand, has socks and underwear in the top drawer, then t-shirts, long sleeve and short sleeve t-shirts, and then all his pajamas and shorts are in here. And then on the side here, we put shelving in. So we have bathing suits. My youngest bathing suits are up here. My oldest is in here. And then we have sweatshirts, and then all his pants are on that shelf. And then just some extra bedding I keep down there. This side I keep all my son's pajamas there. And then up here I just have a few various items. My son's kindergarten stuff and schoolwork, and then some baby blankets and stuff. So their closet doesn't have as much. They have some stuff that are hung that I hang here. So kind of, I keep it more like, this is my youngest's side. This is my oldest side. But they don't have as many clothes as my daughter. My daughter seems to have an excess amount of clothes. Maybe it's a girl thing, not sure. But that's how I organize my boys' clothes. And it's actually worked out really well because we do have rather large closets. So it's been really, really nice having the extra shelving on the side. And then putting the dresser inside has been a real big game changer for us. It's really helped maximize space because, of course, eventually we'll have 2 twin beds in here probably. And then there's also, of course, a few shelves with some toys in and stuff, which I'll show you in a minute. But that's what we do for our kids' storage for their clothes. Next, I'm going to go over some of the toy storage I have for the kids. I'm going to kind of go over using both of their bedrooms to show you how I store the toys, but some of it also applies to the playroom as well. So then I'll have to go down there and show you that, but at least explain how I store some of the things in the playroom. So I'm going to show you first things in my daughter's room, and then I'll go to my boys' room and show anything additional there. So in the playroom, I use that same shelf that I use for the shoes and the boots in the closet. And then what I do is I use these soft boxes. So they collapse super small if you just want to tuck them away somewhere, but they've actually worked out great because they're not very heavy. They're just made of like cloth. They have a little handle right here to grab onto. What I've done is put some packing tape around the edge and then made a label for what's in there. This is actually the wrong label, so I've actually just put green tape on the other side because that's just how I felt like labeling it. But they are quite deep. As you can see, you can fit quite a lot in there, and they fit perfectly in those square shelves. So in the playroom, that's what we use. Plus we have one other cabinet, which I can show you afterwards, that we use for our play kitchen area. But essentially this is what I've been using for quite a while for toy storage, and it's been great because all the kids can grab at them. They're never too heavy, except for depending what's in them, but they work really, really well. So I highly recommend these. So this and that shelf are both from IKEA. Now, as far as toy storage in my daughter's room, she has some stuff stored in each of this bedside table plus the other one. And then up here we have various stuffed animals up there because they don't need all of them at the same time. So she has a bunch up there. Now these bins, they're from Zellers, I think, because they were bought a long time ago. Like they were from when I was a kid. But I use these, so this top one is for all her doll stuff. Any doll clothes, accessories, and stuff are all in here. And then any Barbies and Barbie accessories are in this one. So it makes it easy for her to access and grab. She has her Barbie playhouse, which stays here in the car. And then in this bin basket right here, I put it beside her bed, and that's where she keeps any books that she has in her room. So any books she has stay there because she doesn't really have a bookshelf. So that goes there. And then in here we have any of her dress up stuff. So that's all in these 2 drawers. She keeps all her dress up things. So that has really helped having the more storage for her, especially because she has dolls, Barbies, dress up, all that sort of stuff, which we keep in her room because those are kind of her things. The playroom is more the stuff that they all kind of play with. She has this desk here that she keeps some coloring stuff in, and then some miscellaneous items. So that's all kind of kept in this desk, but not all the drawers are full by any means. There's not a lot in there. Then she has a whole bunch of handbags and stuff that she uses for dress up and play with. So they're currently in this drawer. When we get the other cabinet, we'll just move them over to the other cabinet. So then she likes to play around with them, carry around the house, put things in them. And then she also just puts some things on the dresser that she plays with. So This is kind of what we do for toy storage in her room. So that's essentially the toy storage for my daughter's toys in a nutshell, and a little bit of kind of what I do in the playroom. I'm going to go take you over to the boys' room now, but I must say, since we added the extra furniture and bins in my daughter's room, her toys are usually put back where they go, and her room's fairly tidy. So I think having a little bit more places to put her things has really helped, because it's helped her manage to keep her room a lot tidier, and it doesn't look like a bomb went off every time I come in here. So I think that's been a plus. So biggest key I've learned since doing this is that if everything has a spot to go that can kind of keep things together, they will most likely stay there. Now, it's not a perfect system. I'm no expert by any means, but this is what I've noticed has worked for her. So I'm going to take you now over to the boys' room and show you what I have stored in there. So in my boys' room, we only pretty much have Lego for toys in here. They don't really have any other toys in here. So when my son started getting into Lego, I was looking up Lego storage specifically, and everything was either too expensive or not what I was looking for. So I thought, okay, how am I going to store this Lego so that he can kind of keep sets together and then play with each set? So what I've come up with is, I'll show you in a second here, is I just have a shelf with a bunch of containers in it. I'll show you here what I have going on. These from, I think, Walmart or something. They're just the clear drawers that I use to put some of his different instruction manuals. Some of the boxes we've just kept the cover for so we can see what it looks like. And so those are all kind of kept in here. As you can see, they're not all full. And then what I've done is just taken a basic Ziploc container. Nothing fancy, nothing super expensive. And what I've done is I've stuck the Lego in here, and I have the instructions in there. And in this case, he hasn't actually done this set yet, so that's all packaged together. But this way he can just pull out any set, and he has the pieces all there and the instructions. So I've done that here. So as you can see, he has all these different sets. Now, I do have some bins like this one that's kind of a bit of a mishmash of various Lego pieces. So some of them are sets, some of them are mishmash, but at least they're easy for him to open. And it doesn't actually, it looks nice when it's stored, looks tidied up. So that's what we've done here. So we have these drawers by his Lego table, and this is where he puts miscellaneous pieces. So as you can see, there's various sets in that drawer. Second drawer, same thing. Bottom drawer, he has some sticker books and some books that he made himself. And then he plays his Lego on this table here. So when it came to his Lego table, he asked for one for Christmas. And we had looked online. I had looked in some stores, and either everything was too small, not very good quality, or too expensive for what we wanted, and wasn't necessarily exactly what we wanted. So we decided to build one. So I'll show you here what we made it with. So this is the Lego table that we have. My dad was kind enough to actually put it together for him. So what we did was we got the tabletop from IKEA, because you can just buy a simple desktop. You don't have to buy legs or anything for it. And then we got these adjustable legs from IKEA as well. So these are at one of the lower points. We can actually raise it higher, because we thought this way, as the boys get bigger, we can raise the table more, or eventually they might use it as a desk. So it'll give us some options, because we can always take off the tabletop and put a regular tabletop on. And then I went onto Amazon and got these Lego squares. They're 10 inches by 10 inches. So we glued 6 of them on. So we went with 2 green and 2 blue. So there was some grass, some water, and then the yellow and the silver, or gray, I should say, just to add some different surfaces, if you will, for when he plays Lego. And then one thing I wanted, which a lot of tables didn't offer, was some space on the side that wasn't the Lego surface. I want a smooth side so that way he could put a bin of Lego there. He could put some loose pieces there if he's building a set. He could put the instruction manual there. It just gives him some options so he doesn't always have to have the whole thing as a Lego surface. So that's what we did to put together. I found it to be more, that way we customized it to exactly how we wanted, and cost-wise it wasn't too bad. So the last thing my dad did though was he did add this lip to the table. So it's not a very thick lip, but it's just enough that the pieces don't slide off right away. You can move pieces around, they're not going to fall on the floor. So this has been great for my son. He builds lots of Lego on it. It's used lots, and so this is what we keep upstairs, because we don't want our Lego downstairs because it will take up a lot of room. And also my youngest is mostly downstairs and he just mucks around with the Lego. So that's what we've done with the Lego. Most of the material from IKEA, some from the hardware store, and some from Amazon. We have this cupboard that we got from IKEA, as well as those plastic containers. So this is what we use, as you can see, for our play kitchen stuff. So I simply made labels of cardstock paper and then put packing tape around them to keep them on there. And this is what's great about this shelf, is that there's actually 3 slots. So you could use 3 of these sizes in here. In our case, we have a bigger one and a smaller one. So you can definitely use various sizes in the different cabinets. So it gives you some variety for depending on the toys you have. Whether you have some little toys, big toys, that sort of thing. This shelf gives you lots of versatility, and all of these are from IKEA. So we really like this. It's worked really well. It's held up the test of time of kids, and it wasn't too costly either. All right, so that's it for today's video. I hope it gave you some ideas of how to store some of your kids' toys or some of their clothing. I will do my best to include anything in the description box that I know where it's from. Unfortunately, some of the stuff I got from like my parents' house that we've had for a long time, so I have no idea where it's from, or you probably can't buy it anymore. Or if you can, I have no idea where. But if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, as that does help my channel a lot. And if you did enjoy my video, as well as any content that I have, which is lots of cleaning, organization, and decluttering motivation, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and join my YouTube family. So don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss future videos from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!